everybody knows we play really good at home. Our team's built for this ballpark. We, just everything's comfortable, right? I mean, it's your locker room, it's your team room, it's your bed at night. So it feels really good to be back at Foley Field. And we're going to get after it today.
What do the underlying numbers show you about the hitting of late? Is there some encouraging signs there?
Oh, yeah. I thought, you're sitting here going, okay, this guy's really crazy. We got blanked and had 3 hits last night, but, there were things I saw. I thought Nolan McCarthy, who's been in a little bit of a funk, obviously got off a couple of really nice swings. We need him to get going. This guy knows the league. Henry Hunter hit some left-handers last night and hit the ball hard. Daniel Jackson hit a ball 106, 108. I can't remember. Looked at a lot of numbers today. 106, 108, somewhere in that ball, and probably if we're here, well, I don't know. The air was so thick last night. I don't know but those are things and I could talk about Kobe Branch continues to, get into the box. I thought he got off some good swings yesterday. Got to hit there in the 6-hole line drive. So we're seeing some guys moving in the right direction. Now we just gotta string them back together.
I know Trey didn't have a hit in this at bat. He got down 0-2 at one point and left, I think 7th inning or whatever, and he worked a walk.
Yeah,
it didn't chase.
Those are things that we weren't doing this past weekend. To your point, when you start, we had a couple of those at bats, last night, and those are signs of okay, it's coming. Guys are, we were Trey chased in that very situation this past weekend, a couple times in game 2, and didn't walk, and struck out. So, those are things that you're looking at and going, okay, we're coming back.
What makes the weather swing so effective for Oklahoma, the Twins?
The
pitchers.
Oh, what makes them effective?
Yes.
Just what makes most pitchers effective. They've got Kyson's got I really call it a 3-pitch mix. He may have call it 4. I don't know. I don't want to speak for him, obviously, by any means, but really commands his fastball, and then he's able to throw a cutter and a slider off of that. Every now and then he'll show you a changeup or a curveball, but for the most part, he's gonna live and die with those pitches, and he commands them really well. And Malachi's just a little different fastball shape, so his stuff plays different than Kyson's carry. The other one's a little more run and sink, not sink, but more just flatter run. And so but they both command. So, and then they've got velocity to go with it. They're both going to be up around 98.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, as a coach who's been in this league for as long as you have, the players get the grind, I guess, and they don't worry about putting one series above another, putting more importance, that kind of thing. That's something you as a coach have to constantly remind them of.
Better remind them of it every day.
Yeah.
The thing in our league that I've said for years is, you catch a pitching staff or an offense and they're hot, boy, it's going to be all you got to find a way to get one. Tip your hat to Vanderbilt last weekend. They executed a lot of pitches on us. That when you look at when they haven't won ball games, what's happened with that pitching staff, and they didn't execute those pitches. Well, they did against us, so the pitching staff was really, really hot. Same thing when you get teams, whose offense is really hot, and it's like it doesn't matter. You feel like you're shooting a BB gun up there and they're hitting it. It doesn't matter what you do. So I think that's why you can't put too much emphasis on one series versus another. They're all really good. Everybody in our league has talent. Everybody practices. Everybody lifts weights. So it's, can you just come in, slow the game down, stay in your approach, and fight?
What's the biggest steps your weekend starters have taken over the last 2 or 3 weeks? I know Colton had a little bit of a tough go, but otherwise it's been pretty consistent.
Yeah, just a lot of work, getting back to not forgetting who they are, trying to not so much pitch to a scouting report as pitch to what we do well, And yeah, there are some times you got to be careful because, you know, I mean, maybe a guy's a really good fastball hitter, you know, to use that. And yeah, you're going to have to mix your pitches more, but I think we've just gotten back to going, no, what makes you really good? And we're pitching with that as opposed to this guy hits sliders, so don't throw him a slider. This guy hits a fastball, you know, and we've gotten away from all that.
What will be the emphasis with your guys with how Oklahoma runs the bases?
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, I thought we did a really good job at, for the most part, at Vanderbilt because they, you know, they're one, Oklahoma and Vandy are 1-2 in stolen bases. So we got a lot of work last weekend. We got to carry that over. It's no different. Hold the baseball, pick, mix your times to the plate, all those things. Don't get in a rhythm. You get in a rhythm, they're going.
I know you don't like guys having one rule, but when you decided to move Curley into the rotation, how did you weigh that with losing him as the closer?
Well, I wouldn't say he was our closer. So I just say he was a really good. Yeah, we knew Brian. You know, we eventually wanted to start him. We had to make sure some other guys could come out of the pen first and would be fine. Once you got a little more comfort with some other guys coming out of the pen, then it was like, okay, we can move into starting.